Hi there, this is a training on the basics of the Onelife compensation plan, and what I'm going to teach you is the 7 things that you must know to get started with any confidence, so you'll understand, hey look, what do I need to do to make money the fastest and simplest way in the business, and also how can I explain this financial opportunity to other people. Because you, as a new Onelife person, okay, you need to be able to talk to people with some sort of confidence. And one of the great powers of the Onelife opportunity is the fact that this compensation plan is so simple. In fact, it's so simple that people sometimes get a little bit skeptical, because often in network opportunities, the compensation plan, you need a PhD to understand them. Well, the reality is this business has created the most successful incomes, the largest incomes this industry's ever seen, but it's actually, we are far more proud of the fact that tens and tens of thousands of people all around the world, proven over 2 years of business, are making great incomes and feel as though this compensation plan is fair and directs them to do the things that are the smart things to do to make money. Okay, not just today, but also to be able to develop your business in the future. And that's one of the great powers of the Onelife business. And so we'll go through these 7 things that you need to understand. And if you get confused, no problem. Just talk to your sponsor or your upline if you have any confusing. In reality, as we said, it's really simple. We'll go through this as quickly as we possibly can. And if you have any questions, no problem, just get them answered, because look, this really is simple. Now, we want to start by explaining some compensation plan concepts, so you understand the philosophies of how this thing is approached. And the first thing, obviously, is that the greatest value from this whole business will always come from the increase of the value of your coins. And that's the philosophy of the compensation plan, is to, hey, how do we introduce as many of these members as we possibly can? And we understand that whilst, I don't know how many there are at the moment, but certainly more than 3 million. Well, they separate into 2 groups. One group is solely Onelife miners, and that's all they want to do, is just to mine coin, and that's the bulk of the people. They are the customers of the business. We love them very dearly. Fantastic. And then there are people like you who have joined the Onelife financial opportunity as well. So you're obviously a one coin miner as well, but you also want to make money from introducing miners and also building these teams. Okay, now the fact is that the only way that anyone makes any money is from the volume that's brought in by people joining the one coin opportunity and subsequent purchases. And if you, in your Onelife business, just want to focus on introducing those people, then hey, that's absolutely cool. If you don't want to build a network, then that's fine. The reality is that everyone can succeed in building one of these networks, because the skills required to have the confidence to take action are all defined in the OnePro system. We know that you can learn how to do it. We will support and coach you in doing it. But the reality is some people will just join as miners, some people will join as associates, and even of those associates people, some people will just, maybe they'll just even start by introducing a few people, okay? And then they'll go on to building a network, and all of those opportunities are open to you. They all work. We will support you in the OnePro world, okay? So they're the basic philosophies. When it comes to the system, we have 4 bonuses. The first 2, startup and direct sales, are about introducing miners. Okay, from that, it's a customer bonus. The other 2, network and matching, is about building the team. Now what happens is every week all the volume for the bonuses is collected by midnight on a Sunday. Okay, and then by Monday, 1600 Greenwich Mean Time, the bonuses are calculated and reflected in your back office, and then a week later they're paid out in the back office. Okay, with a split of 60% of the commissions go into the cash account and 40% go into the trading account. The only exception to that is 100% of the startup bonus is paid into the trading account. Literally simple as that. 4 bonuses. 2 for introducing people, 2 for building a team, and everything is paid on a weekly basis. Okay, now if you want to find out the detail of the compensation plan with the official explanation, okay, it's in the back office at the bottom of the page. In reality, it's a fairly detailed document that we don't advise most people to spend any time on reading it. You know, but print it out and have a read of it. Okay, it's always useful to read the official document. The basics that you need to know are all covered in this training. Okay. The other thing you need to know before we get into the bonuses is what's called the income cap, and it's created to create some fairness in the distribution of income. Okay, and the way it works is this: is your account will have the biggest package. So your account, you may have in your account have a starter and a pro trader. Okay, the reality, your account will show the biggest package as a pro trader, and that is the key when it comes to your weekly income cap, because what the system does is collects up all your bonuses and then will pay you a maximum of what we call 7 times the package. So forget the rookie, you get the maximum is €100. When it comes to a starter, 7 times 100, okay, is 700. Trader is 3,500. And what I want to be clear is we're going to talk about saying, hey, minimum trader, okay, but you know, when you think of the income cap, you're still talking about a maximum income of €3,500, okay, which is pretty good by anyone's evaluation. Then 7 times pro trader, 7 times executive trader with tycoon and above. So any package above tycoon, you earn €35,000 a week. Okay, which, you know, that means that from that account you'll be earning over €1 million if you earn that every week, €1 million a week. So it's just a limit placed on your income to create some sort of fairness and payout in the system. Otherwise, you know, there would be too much going to the smaller packages and not spread across the different packages. All right, so that's income cap. Very, very simple. Just sometimes people get caught. So if your team is going really well and you only have a trader or a pro trader, just make sure that you upgrade to a tycoon. It's why we recommend that everyone gets a tycoon. You know, really it's about getting the most coins you can get, but in reality, it's also the income cap is important. Okay, so that's income cap. And now let's look at the bonuses, with the first one being the direct sales bonus, which is basically a bonus for introducing customers. Okay, and whatever the person that you personally sponsor, okay, you earn 10%. Okay, simple as that. In addition to that, in the first 30 days, we have a thing called the startup bonus, and so long as you do 5,500 in personally sponsored people, they'll give you another 10%. Okay, but as I said, only in the first 30 days, and that bonus is put directly into your trading account. Okay, no, there's no money going into your cash account, only trading account. All right, so those are the first 2 bonuses. Super simple, 10%. Then you have the team building bonuses, and the first one is called network bonus, and it is a genius bonus because it is so simple. Because to create a network, especially when you're new, like you are, I'm assuming, okay, you want to be able to build your team as simply as fast as possible. And the binary network strategy has been proven over many years to be the simplest, fastest way to create rapid growth. And basically says that everyone sponsors 2 people, a left side and a right hand side. And we know that everyone can do that if they get help. So if you're new, that's why the One Pro system says you should get help to sponsor those 2 people, okay? And then you help those 2 people, get those 2 people, get those 2 people, and that's how you tap into that binary 2 get 4 get 6 get 8, 2 get 4 get 8 get 16 get 32 get 64, and the team grows extremely quickly. And if you get 2 people and you got a third person, simply you just put it underneath someone, obviously, and that it increases their volume, so they're very happy. Okay, and for you it's just a matter of building that structure as fast as you possibly can, And so long as you have a minimum of a starter package, and we hope that you have much more than that, but so long as you have a starter package, all that happens is every week the system adds up all of the volume on your left hand side to give you a total, and all of the volume on the right hand side to give you a total. Okay, and then so if you have 10,000 on your left leg, that becomes your power leg, because on the other side you only had 2,000, and that's your weaker leg. And what it does is it says we'll pay you 10% of your weaker leg, because what we want you to do is to create the volume but also to have balance. Okay, to have balance. And so 10% of 2,000 is 200 euros. Simple. 10% of the weaker leg every week. Now, I know you're going to sit there and go, yeah, but what happens? I got 10,000 on one leg and 2,000 on the other leg, so I lose 8,000. Well, you don't, because of a thing called spillover. And all that does is says that they calculate the difference, so 10,000 minus 2,000, all right? And then it just rolls over that the 8,000 left over, it rolls it over to the next week. Okay, so you start the next week with that leg that had the big volume, starts off with a balance. Okay, and so you don't ever lose that unless you do what's called maxing out. But don't worry about maxing out at this stage, okay, because I'm sure you've just got to create that volume and it all works. Okay, and that's the key bonus for new people, because it just says, hey, look, just build the team as fast as you can, get two, create the volume, and we'll pay you 10% of your lesser leg. Okay. Now in your back office, it'll show how the binary tree works. There is a video which covers how you look at that, which is further on in the step 1 training. All right. So there's that one. The other bonus is called matching bonus, and this is a great one because the concept here is to say, hey, look, it's all very well you being paid unlimited depth. Okay, what we want you to do is we want you to sponsor as many people as you can and help them sponsor, but then we want you to work with those people and build their income, because if they make money, then they will help others who will help others who will help others, and that will create a big business. But by you working and helping those people build income, it creates strength in your organization, so your business will keep working even when you're not. And so that's why there is a payment structure outside of that binary, and this is what's called matching bonus. Okay, and so what it does is that if you look at this at the bottom, okay, now you've got to have a minimum of a trader package to earn this bonus. Okay, now if you imagine you're John, okay, you're John, look at the left hand side at the bottom, John. Okay, John sponsors people, so sponsors 1, 2, 3, 4 people. Okay, whoever you personally sponsor is your first generation. All right, then what happens is Jill's on your first generation, and you're coaching Jill to sponsor, and she sponsors 4 people as well. Well, the people that she sponsors is on your second generation. Jack sponsors 4 people. The people that he sponsors are on your third generation, and then Jane, who's on your third generation, sponsors, and the ones that she sponsors are on your 4th generation. Okay, simple. First, second, third, fourth. Okay. As simple as that, all right? Okay, then what happens is that based on your package, the system will pay you a percentage of the network bonus that they earn. Okay, remember what network bonus is from building a team. So the system says, hey, look, I helped Jill create network bonus from her organization beneath her, and then the system will pay me 10%. Okay, so I need a trader here, so if I have a trader, I've paid 10% of Jill, okay? But I'm not paid anything on Jack because I only have a trader package, okay? My thing is I've got to have a tycoon. You notice we're talking about tycoon again. If I have a tycoon, I'm paid 10% on Jill, I'm paid 10% on my second generation, so that's Jack and everyone else. I'm paid 20% on Jane, which is the third generation, and I'm paid 25% on that 4th generation. And if you know anything about the way that, numbers are calculated in a network, you will know that it goes 1 gets 2 gets 4 gets 8 gets 16. So if on that basis you've got 16 on your 4th generation, so 16 is more than all of the numbers higher, okay? And what's cool about the system is normally you get paid the biggest number on your first generation. In this system, you pay the biggest number on your 4th generation where you have the most people. And the reason it does that is it just wants you to sponsor, to coach, and then to help that 4th generation make money through network bonus. And network bonus obviously comes from the volume that they create underneath the 4th generation. So it's very smart, because it just says help the people that you can help, so the people that are close to you, help them make money. Because if they're making money, it means that the whole system's creating volume, so everyone makes money. It's a system where people help people, and that's the power of it. And obviously the biggest incomes that are created in this business are created off the matching bonus on the 4th generation, because that's the way everyone creates the biggest volume. Okay, because obviously if there's a whole lot of volume creating income in the 4th generation, that income is going through into the network bonus of Jane. It's going through into the network bonus of Jack and Jill and you as well. Okay, so everyone wins in this system. All right, and it's just so simple. As this example shows, you got to have a trader. If member number 4 earned 100 euros, if they earned 100 euros in network bonus, you'd make 10 euros. Okay, if you were a tycoon and you earned through 4 generations, then suddenly you'd earn 10% on your first, 10% on your second, 20% on your third, and 25% on your 4th generation. And obviously the most money you would make on the bottom one. All right. It's so simple, and your back office will help you look at your matching tree. Okay, so it shows you the network tree and your matching tree, shows the volume that's created. Okay, and so you can see and see how your business develops. All right, so simple. Network bonus, matching bonus, they work together to help you build a strong business. But as I said, they're super simple. The other thing that's important is what's called the leadership program, and these are what's called leadership ranks, and they're designed for helping develop teams. Because the two big mistakes, even though these bonuses are so simple and they work so well, the reality is that if you don't develop independent team leaders, people who will operate independently, or if you have an organization that is so focused on one leg and it's not strong on the other one, what happens is you don't build a strong network. Okay, and so to inspire and motivate you, they have a ranking system. Okay, and basically the whole structure, these ranks are based on what's called the sapphire structure. Okay, and to build a sapphire, okay, what you've got to have is 2 legs that are qualified for matching bonus. So to be qualified for matching bonus, you need to be a trader, and you've got to have 2 legs that are trader. But you hear that again, to qualify for matching bonus, you've got to have a trader plus 2 legs that are qualified to trader, and a minimum of 7,000 personal volume. Okay, so this is, you sponsor those people. And if you look at these rewards table this way, because you don't need the real detail, okay, you will see that you have a sapphire, okay, and they have a trader in each leg. And then the next level is a ruby, and a ruby has a sapphire in each leg. And then you have an emerald, and an emerald has a minimum of a ruby in each leg with the personal people. And so there is a ranking structure which just says that, hey, you need to have volume that you personally create, and you need to have leadership positions. And so if we look at that sapphire position again, okay, basically if you want to be a sapphire, you need to have a trader on either, both your legs need to be traders, and they need to have a trader, and you've got to have some volume. And then you get a pin and you become a sapphire. All right, and it's pretty easy to become a sapphire, but we want you to focus on getting there fast. We want to help you become a sapphire fast. Because the next step is we talk about creating a ruby. And a ruby is simple. It just has a sapphire, and on one leg is a sapphire and the other leg is a sapphire. Okay? And those people just need to be in your organization. You don't have to have personally sponsored the sapphire, but you need to have personally sponsored someone who sponsored someone who sponsored someone who became a sapphire. So in that leg is a sapphire. All right? And then you need to create 40,000 personal volume in that month. And note, it's in a month, not a week. And then you have to have 10,000 in a leg. And if you build it as we say, you'll be able to create that ruby position. All right? Now above that, and that's really the focus of step one, to create that ruby position. Now above that is an emerald, which has, a ruby in each leg with an extra ruby, okay? And a diamond is an emerald each leg with an extra emerald, okay? And that's how this structure works. And the reality is all great organizations in the Onelife world really focus on building these ranks, because in reality, your rank doesn't limit your income earning, okay? No one's saying that you can't earn such and such a matching bonus because you don't have, because you're not a diamond or an emerald. But by focusing on building ranks, we have proven over 2 years that the organizations, the teams that focus on building these ranking structures, what happens is they build the strongest organizations. So they create the boom, but the boom then keeps growing, and you personally develop independent people in your team. And therefore, you can earn even if you have a few weeks off, or maybe even a few months off. We don't want you to take months off, but the point is, if you take a rest, you have leaders who are still working, they're still creating volume, and so you're still earning money, okay? Because at the end of the day, this compensation plan and this business is about you earning the most money you possibly can as fast as you possibly can. All right? The next thing is just a couple of smart strategies we want you to understand. The first one is called a triple, and we always recommend that all associates start by not just having one position, they end up having 3. So you have an O1 at the top, and then you then own a left and a right. Okay. Now, for you to be a sapphire, we advise you to have a minimum of a trader. In reality, we advise that the O1 is a tycoon. Okay. But if you do that, it means that certainly the O1 position is always qualified for bonuses, for maximum bonuses from the start. But not only that, as your team develops, you can actually earn maximum bonuses, and no one has ever regretted getting a triple. All right, and if you want to know more about it, talk to your upline. The other thing is what we do is we always suggest that you build to your outside leg. So all of the people, your whole team is built underneath your left and your right positions. But if you have a new person, what you're doing is you're sponsoring people and putting them on the outside, on the outside, on the outside. Okay. Now your upline can explain it in more detail if you really need to know, but just so long as you know, you always sponsor people and put them on the outside, okay? Because that's the fastest way for you to create income for you and strength within your organization, okay? So 2 simple concepts. Always go for triples. All associates go for triples, and build on the outside leg. And so long as you make sure you got the traders and the tycoon, fantastic. You'll build a fast organization, okay? Because the simple summary is this, okay? We want you to become a ruby. So you sponsor new members, so those are minors associates, and you earn direct sales bonus. Then you coach those 2 first associates that you have to sponsor 2, and some minors as well, but you need associates who sponsor associates to build a network. And if you coach those people, you'll create duplication and volume, and you earn network bonus. And then you coach those associates who are close to you in your first generations, so they earn money through network bonus normally, and you'll earn matching bonus, okay? And follow our system to build to Ruby, and that's the way you'll build your team the fastest, but also with the most strength that'll go on and earn you money, and you'll become a diamond and make a fortune. So we hope this training is simple enough but detailed enough for you to have confidence to go forward and develop your business. Everything in this business is based on introducing customers, okay? And so long as you do that, we know that you'll earn great money out of this business. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.